Today, we're going to look at the movie Coraline and narcissistic parenting in the movie. First, it's clear to note that there is no parenting style called narcissistic parenting. It's more of an umbrella term to parents that exhibit some of these signs when raising their children. They don't respect their kids' boundaries. They expect their child to be the caregiver. They play favorites. They put their needs before the child's. They're very emotionally reactive, but berate or shame their child if they try to do the same.
Is that any way to talk to your mother?
You aren't my mother.
Apologize at once.
And they use their child as a source of validation and so much more. And Coraline is riddled with these signs. In the movie, the other mother initially showers Coraline with affection, gifts, and attention, all things that Coraline wasn't getting at home. And she knew all this because she was spying on Coraline with the doll. All this love and praise comes at a price though, because the other mother's love is conditional. She wants to take Coraline's eyes and replace them with buttons. And she thinks because she gave all these things to Coraline, Coraline will replace her eyes. Forget not respecting boundaries. She's fucking high jumping over Coraline's boundaries. Not only is she not respecting her boundaries, the other mother is manipulating Coraline. And you can see this when she says things like,
It's your decision, darling. We only want what's best for you.
But it's when Coraline refuses that we see the other mother's true colors. She berates and punishes Coraline for being disobedient.
You may come out when you've learned to be a loving daughter.
She puts her needs before Coraline's needs, trying to get Coraline to give her what she wants. And she expresses Coraline as a source of validation. But I bet you're saying, how can a mother be so horrible? Well, people that are narcissists usually don't engage in a level of introspection and self-reflection that it takes to reflect on their actions towards others. So a person who is a narcissist may push somebody down, and after they act a certain way to a person, they won't take the time to examine their thoughts on why they acted that way, or they may even double down and affirm their actions, affirm their behaviors, instead of actually breaking it down to the root cause of why they did what they did or acted the way they did. But lack of introspection isn't the only trait that's common among people that are narcissists. A lack of empathy is another trait that is common as well. Now, the cause of why someone who is a narcissist might lack empathy can vary, but empathy doesn't aid them in whatever goal that they have. Whether it is an ambitious goal, maintaining a specific version of themselves, or manipulating somebody. Having empathy doesn't help, so consciously or unconsciously they turn it off. But that doesn't mean that they can never empathize. They just lack or suppress their ability to do it. If you're still here, you obviously like these videos, so go ahead and hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one. How is Coraline dealing with such a horrible mother? Well, she nopes right out of there, which is pretty similar to what kids of narcissistic parents do. At least she tries to leave. Now, something that was her decision, she's no longer allowed to make, which again is something that children of narcissistic parents experience. Their parents present them with a choice, like, if you don't like X, Y, and Z, you can leave. And the kid goes, okay, and starts packing. But then their parent does a complete 180 and goes, you can't leave, you're grounded because blah, 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 blah. So now Coraline is stuck with an unreasonable parent that's doing some crazy mental gymnastics, trying to paint Coraline as the disobedient one, is showing her true colors behind closed doors, and she's surrounded herself with a bunch of enablers that won't take a stand against her. So unfortunately, Coraline has to meet her mother in her reality, which is unfortunate because when you're a child, you deserve an understanding and reasonable parent. But when dealing with any person who isn't mentally sound or someone who doesn't perceive things the same way that you do, you usually need to meet them in their reality. So Coraline does this. She plays a manipulative game with the other mother to set her parents, the three souls, and herself free from the clutches of the other mother. I bet you probably think I've been talking a lot about the other mother, but what about Coraline's real mother? Is she a bad parent? Is she a narcissistic parent? Is she a good parent? Well, yes, she's a bad parent. With the info that we are given in the movie, she doesn't give Coraline enough attention and basically ignores her or tries to get Coraline to leave her alone when working. So she definitely comes off as a neglectful parent. And the moments that show her and Coraline's relationship doesn't really make up or provide provide context to the neglectful things that she's done to Coraline before. If we were talking about the book and the parenting style of Coraline's real mother in the book, maybe it would be a different story, but maybe we have to say that for another video. If any of this resonated with you and you think you might be a child of a narcissistic parent, check out R Raised by Narcissist on Reddit to find out how you can get help and some of their resources. Thank you so much for watching. If you're still watching, check out a video I did on Eddie from Ed and Eddie, a perceived narcissist. Don't forget to subscribe so you know when the next video is coming out. Peace! If you're still here, you obviously like these videos, so go ahead and hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one.